is what I never do. How you supposed to walk with me? I'm 80 steps ahead of you. My mind is on Socrates, all my bars on Rubik's Cube. Every time I do it, I just have to do it beautiful. I can't let this moment pass. Yeah, I know my time is now. Know my mama proud of me, and my grandma smiling down.
From the host of Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He completes it to Julio Jones. 7 yards there and a first down. Now Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is taken in at the 5. A huge play there for Washington. And even 60 yards. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he shook. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Justin Madubuike. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Here we go on 4th. Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the 49ers are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From his own end zone, Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. He spins free. And some space here. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A first down carry for Barkley. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. The quick slant caught. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Collins. Touchdown! Nico Collins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On 1st down, Fields. He finds Wilson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He rifles one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown, then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. They'll fake the handoff, now Fields. And Wilson with it, complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 40. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
On 4th down, Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. The Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And that one makes it 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. And Watson has enough for the first down yardage as he slides to the turf. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
It's Barkley on the counter. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On 2nd and a yard, Watson. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. Faking the give. Now Watson. He's going to air one out. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Open man downfield is Davis. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Here's Watson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Deshaun Watson taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Gano the extra point, and it's now 21-7. 49ers 7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 2nd and a couple, Fields. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. From the 45 on 2nd down, Watson being chased out left. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And some room to maneuver. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Washington first down.
Watson off play action. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Commanders would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And great effort. Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble.
It's going to be one of those situations where he'll get yelled at about the fumble, but at the same time get a check mark for the extra effort. And so it's one of those tough, tricky things for coaches. You don't want to coach it out of them so much that you take away the effort. You just want them to be conscious of taking care of the football.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gano the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but up. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Watson on 3rd down. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Washington. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Commanders have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
42, 49ers 7.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Pollard going to try the right side. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, here's Fields. Here's Johnson with a reception. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And a short gain here down to the 22. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action, Fields. Crossing route catch made by Johnson. To throw is Fields. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
On 1st down, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this one is incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
He's going to go up top again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They'll start out here with the option left. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. Flush to his, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And here we go on 4th down, Fields. And my goodness, another interception. When you think about it, though, that interception great for his stats, but bad for field position. It was 4th down.
Yeah, terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again, hey, it was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But you're exactly right about it. Should have slapped it down. Field position would be better for his offense. But how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, here's Watson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Off of play action, it's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Commanders are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
Let's go now. Ready.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Two yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Saquon Barkley with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Gano the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. One play action. Fields. And this is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Again, Fields. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
4th down. Fields has to have this one. He's going to take another shot here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Commanders will take over here just shy of the 30. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Looking left side, and it's complete.
Complete to number 7. It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Washington.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Niners are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Niners take over first down at their own 17-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Fields. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
3rd and long. It's Fields. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They snap it to Fields. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Throwing now, Watson. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here. Looking deep for Julio. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Gano for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward.
And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off, and he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Gano now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
And that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
forward. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but
I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point try good by Gano. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he returns this to the 22.
Johnson on the return. The Niners take over first down at their own 22-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the... And now here is another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's the option play now to the left. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.